Welcome to the session. So in this today's session we will take up some new concepts from the unit 2, that is activity planning. Fine. So in the activity planning, in some of the other classes we have already gone through some of the concepts, how you can schedule the activities, what are the resources required for that particular activity, how much time you are going to allocate to that particular activity, and there are some reasons with that the different the resources can be shared with the different the activity. Fine. So the same resource has been shared by the different type of activities. So in that case, how you are going to manage that sharing of resources and the time and which is required first. See, there are different type of activity which may give input to their succeeding the activity. Fine. Suppose for example, if we do have an activity of list of 5, fine, activity A, B, C, D, E, fine. In that case, activity A is going to give some input to the activity B, then activity B is going to give some input to the activity C. So like that, there are some situation we don't have the much the resources available. In that case, we have to share the resources between the activities. Fine. So how you are going to manage the sharing of the resources without alteration of that particular time duration, whatever you have allocated to that particular project. Fine. So, and also there are different people also involved in that. Some people, they are good at both the things. Fine. So he is good at activity A and he has some other work in activity B also. So that can be how you are going to manage and how the workflow is to be managed properly. That has to be discussed over here. Fine. The topic name is activity planning. Fine. Activity planning. So here in this activity planning, there are just now we discussed the appropriate resources will available precisely when it is required. Fine. Avoid the different activities competing for the same resources for the same time. Yes. So that is totally belongs how the project manager or the team leader is going to schedule those activities and how he is going to manage the sharing of resources on a different type of activities that can be managed over there. So that is nothing but a clear cut the information and your strategy, how you are going to maintain that in a this thing with the flawless flow. So that is nothing but your activity planning. Fine. In this activity planning, so we do have today in this session we are going to discuss the forward pass, fine, the backward pass, activity float. Yes, we will discuss in this activity planning. First we will go through. So I have come up with one of the example where how the activities can be scheduled, what is the free float, how the forward pass can be conducted and how the backward pass is been conducted. Based on that, how to identify the critical path, that we will discuss. Fine. Okay. So here in this today's session, so first point will be your forward pass. Fine. Second, backward pass. Then what do you mean by the critical activity, or in other sense you can say it as, instead of critical activity you can say it as the critical path. It will be critical path. Then we will discuss free float and activity float. Okay. So here first we need to identify the different type of activities. Suppose one project is consisting of the different type of activities, and which are the dependent activities on that. Fine. So your previous what you can say the activity is going to give some input to its successor or the predecessor, what you can say the next upcoming activity. So in that case, you need to manage the time duration for the all the activities. Fine. So suppose if you do have 5 activity and 10 days of a time, so basically it is how it is based on if they are of the equivalent level, then you can distribute the 2 days per activity. Fine. So 2 days per activity, 5 activity, and total 10 days have been given to that. So based on the complexity also, the what you can say the team manager or the team leader can assign. See, for the requirement he may allocate 2 days, for the development he may allocate 4 days out of 10 days available. Fine. Then for testing he may allocate the 2 days, then the remaining is for the what you can say the testing and delivering that product to the market. So based on the complexity of the activity and based on the level of the complexity, so the activity can be the what you can say the hours or the days for the working this thing of that particular activity can be decided over there. So here in those activities we have come across the forward pass, the backward pass, the critical path, and free float, or else another thing is we can say it as activity float. Okay, so what is the forward pass? So before we understand the forward pass, we will go through one example. Fine. So we have a listed the number of activities. Fine. So this is my activity list. Fine. Activity. Predecessor or a successor, which is means after that particular activity which followed with that. Then duration allocated for those particular activities we will evaluate in the form of days. Fine. So the activity predecessor, so means this is also an activity which is followed by this particular activity. Then duration in the days, how the time is going to allocate to that particular activity. Fine. So first and foremost thing, we will list out the activities. A, activity B, C, D, E, F, G and H. So these are the different type of activities which we have identified in that particular project. So predecessor, so for first activity it will be 0 because this is the starting what you can say the initial activity of that particular project, so that can be followed. Fine. So after A, so they have listed the what you can say the predecessor. So before this is A, that is B depends on A and C also depends on A. Fine. Then D depends on B, E depends on C, then F depends on C once again, G depends on the two what you can say the activities, that is D and E they have mentioned. Fine. And H depends on F and G. Fine. So here you can observe we do have a list of activities listed over here and the different other activities which are dependent on the previous this thing. As we know, A is the initial activity, so there is no predecessor for that. So then the activity B is belongs to what you can say dependent on, you can say it as, or followed by A, and even activity C is followed by A and D, B. So that is respectively they have given. Now it is the time to what you can say they allocate the time duration for this respective activities. So first the 3, that is 3 days, 4, 2, 5, 1, they have mentioned 2, 4 and 3. Okay. So here we do have what you can say the list of activities. Predecessor means the activity which depends on the previous activities, then the duration allocated for those particular activities in the terms of days. Okay, so here with this we will make out one, what you can say, the rough this thing. So that is, then we start with the activity A. This is just for the graph I am mentioning over here. Fine. Activity A, it is the initial one. So then it starts with activity A and B. So your B and C followed by A that I have taken here. You can observe. So this is my activity B and this is my activity C. Fine. So activity B and C that depends on A. Then activity D depends on B. So that is D followed by B. Okay. Then we will go through, that is E and F followed by C. They have mentioned activity E and F. Fine. Followed by C. So here we come up with the C. Fine. So this is E and F. E and F. Fine. Then activity G depends on D and E activity. Okay. You can observe here, this is D and this is my E, and my activity G depends on D and E. Fine. Activity G depends on D and E. So this is my activity G. Fine. Then activity H depends on activity F and G. Where we do have a F, here we go. This is our F and this is our G. You can observe here, activity H depends on F and G. F and G, that is H. Fine. So this is what you can say, how we are going to allocate the different type of precedence is been allocated to that particular activities based on this particular data available. Fine. So here activity A is the initial activity. Fine. So there is no precedence. Okay, this is because this is the very first activity which needs to be initiated when the project is started. Fine. And your activity B and C, they are dependent on A. You can observe here, B and C, they are dependent on A. We have drawn here. Fine. Then activity, what you can say, the D, you can observe activity D belongs to, or it is going to take some input from or followed by B. So D followed by B. Then similarly E and F followed by C. E and F followed by C. Fine. Then DE activity belongs to G, that is the predecessor, that is DE followed by G. Then F and G followed by H. F and G followed by H. So this is what you can say, the precedence of that particular activity. So which activity will be performing, how it is working. So after that, say before your B and C dependent on A, so before A completion of A, you cannot start with B and C. Okay, your what you can say, C, based on that E and F activities are dependent on C. So before the completion of C or performing of a C, you cannot proceed with E and F. So that is how it is going to work in that case. So that is the activity, what you can say, the network, the precedence network you can say it as, how you can follow based on the activities. So here we have taken some generalized, what you can say, the example. Fine. So you may get a different type of activities and you may get a different type of time duration. Sometimes it may be in the form of hours and sometimes it may be in the form of months or days. So we have taken, for example, it is 3 days, 4 days, 2 days, 5 days. In that in the form of days we have allocated the time for that. Okay. Now we will have to analyze fine. So this is what you can say, we have identified over here some of the, what you can say, the activities which needs to be performed on that particular activity. ES, I will state over here. So ES is nothing but my fine early start. ES is nothing but my early start. LS is my late start, early finish, early finish. This is my late finish. Fine. Then TF, it will be an acronym for the total float. Fine. CP is for critical path. Then FP is for free float. Fine. So here we have mentioned the different type of what you can say the dates. Fine. So when you are going to start with that particular activity and when you are going to finish that particular activity, then if you make some in delay, see, first of all you have identified that okay, from the third day, fine, from the third day this activity has to be initiated. So if there are some with the what you can say the problem, fine, with the some hurdle, so that particular this thing may be delayed. Fine, instead of third day it is getting started on fourth or fifth day, means that is the late start for that activity. You can observe here late start. Fine, early start, late start, then early finish and late finish. Okay, so this is depends on how much hurdle and what are the different type of obstacles you may find in the project execution path. Fine, so there are different these things. So there may be what you can say the feasibility study, or there may be what you can say the requirement problem, or there may be the change of the requirement based on the customer requisition. There are different type of what you can say the hurdles will be there before in the execution path of your project. So because of that, that activity what you have planned initially, that may alter in the further execution of the project or something. So that is early start, late start, early finish. Okay, if you are already done with that what you have planned already, so before or within that if you are going to finish, that would be your early finish, late finish. Fine, the total float we will discuss what you mean by total float. So that is the difference between what you can say early start and the late start. Fine, and the early start and early finish and late start and late finish, the difference between these two can be identified by the total float and the complete in that graph, precedence graph. Fine, so which are the different type of what you can say the nodes or the different type of activity which form that particular what you can say the total float. That path is nothing but my critical path. We will go through this. Fine, and what you can say this is free float. Okay, so with this also we will discuss. So what is the difference between total float and free float, we will discuss over here. So this is for your reference purpose. So what do you mean by ES, what do you mean by LS, EF, sorry, LF, that is late finish, total float, critical path, and what you can say free float. Okay, so here initially we have discussed forward pass and backward pass over here. So that is early start and early finish. To identify, you can observe here in that particular activity precedence, to identify early start and early finish, we have to perform the forward pass to that particular activity. Then for late start and late finish, fine, for late start and late finish we need to perform the backward pass. Fine, okay, so based on this what you can say, after performing this forward pass and backward pass to that precedence network or whatever the graph we have drawn just now, that is based on that we are going to draw the calculate the forward pass and backward for those particular activities, which is the early start and which is the later start and early finish or something, and based on that you can calculate the total float, critical path and free float for that particular activity. Fine, okay, so Yes, you can observe here. So in this particular network node or the precedence network, so this particular box we have drawn one square. So in that small what you can say the rectangle or the square with the different what you can say the values which belongs to the each and every activity, we will draw that particular what you can say the precedence activity over here. So this particular what you can say the first and foremost box in the first row belongs to early start. Then last box in the first row indicates early finish. Then this first box in the what you can say the second row indicates late start or the latest start. Fine. Then this will be late finish. Then this is the activity. Then this is the for the duration allocated for that particular activity, you can observe. So in this particular what you can say the diagram we have mentioned over here. Fine. This is dedicated to early start. Fine. This is for the early start finish, early start, early finish, late start, late finish. This is the activity name and this is the duration allocated to that particular activity. So this is how we are going to identify how this thing will be working in a precedence network. Fine. So we will perform the backward pass and forward pass and will identify the critical path based on the data available. Fine. Okay, let us start with the activity A first. Fine. Okay, so this is the activity name and the duration allocated for that, it will be 3 in terms of days. Fine. So this is my activity and the duration allocated for that activity will be 3. Fine. And your activity B and C followed by A. Just now we have gone by that rough what you can say the graph. So here we go. This is for B, activity B, you can say it as. Fine. So this is my activity B and the time duration is 4, and the another activity which depends on A was C. Here we come for C. Fine. So this is my activity C. Fine. The duration is 2. Fine. Then activity D followed by activity B. Here we go for activity D. This is for activity D. Then we do have two what you can say the activities which depends on activity C. You can observe here. Fine. Activity E and F. Here we go for activity what you can say E. Fine. And this is for activity F. Fine. And for activity E, you can observe here we have allocated the time duration is 1 and for activity F is 2. Okay. Now activity G which has been followed by D and E. Fine. So here you can observe D and this is my E which forms activity G. And the time duration for activity G is 4. Fine. Then activity H which has been followed by G and F. So this is G. This is activity G. Fine. So you can observe here activity H which is being followed by, you can observe here F and G. F and G followed by H. So this is my activity H. The total duration allocated for that is 3. Now first we need to, the question may arise in the question paper by saying that find out the early start and early finish for this particular activity, and the late start and late finish for that particular activity, and they you may get and you may expect also saying that the identify the critical for this particular, what you can say, the network, or else you can also expect saying that okay, perform the backward pass and the forward pass on this particular network. Okay, you may get a different type of activities, you may get a different type of, what you can say, the time duration, and that precedence will be different. This is just for an example purpose we are discussing over here. Fine. Okay, so to what you can say, to identify see, first activity A, it starts at the 0th level, initial level, because it is the very first activity which is going to perform in case of your activity precedence network. So that is the early start time for activity A is 0. Now you can observe this early start that we have started from the 0th, what you can say, the time, that is very initially we have started with. So 0 plus the duration for that activity A is 3. 0 plus 3, it will be 3. That is, what you can say, the late start. Fine. Sorry, early finish. This is early start, early finish. This also we will take here for a reference. Fine. So this is my early start and this is my early finish, and this is my late start, this is my late finish, this is the activity. Fine, activity, and this is the duration. Okay, fine. So we have started with the what you can say, the activity initially A, which starts from the 0th time, which initially that is the value, then 0 plus 3 is 3. Fine. Then the early finish, fine, the early finish of the activity, early finish, you can observe here. So this is my early finish. Okay, the value of early finish for this activity A will be the duration of early starts for its next, what you can say, the dependent network or the node, you can say it as. So here you can observe the early finish for the activity, what you can say, the A becomes the early start for the, what you can say, the followed nodes 4. So here it comes 3 and here also it comes 3. Okay, you can observe here. So early start and what you can say, the early early finish of activity A becomes early start for activity C and B, because B and C depends on activity A. Fine. So then 3 plus 4, 7, because when what it indicates that when you are going to start with that particular this thing, after completion of A you are going to start with B and C, right? So when A finishes after 3 days, fine, that will become an early start for the activity B and also for C. And what is the duration allocated to the activity B is 4. That is 3 plus 4 is 7 is the value for early finish to that particular node or this activity, that is B. And here it comes 3 plus 2, it will be 5. Okay, 3 plus 2, it will be 5. So then it comes here, only activity D depends on activity B. So there is only one input. Fine. The early, what you can say, the finish of activity B would be your early start for activity D. That is 7. 7 comes here. Fine. What is the duration of activity D we have taken is 5 over here. Fine. So this is 5. 7 plus 5, 12. Okay. So then here we comes with this particular this thing. So that is 3 plus 2 is 5, and this 5 comes over here as an early start for activity E and F, because E and F depends on C. So that is 5 comes here and also for F. Okay. So this is what it means. Fine. Then again perform. So 5 plus 1, 6. 5 plus 2 is the 7. So this is the early, what you can say, the early finish. early finish for activity E and early finish for activity F. Fine. So here you can observe the activity G depends on activity D and E. You can observe here. Activity G depends on activity D and E. So here you need to take the highest value from both of this thing, that is highest value from early finish value from both of these. So early finish is here 12 and here early finish is 6. Why we are taking? Because your G depends on these two activities. So out of which the highest value is 12. So it will be 12. Fine. So then it comes 12 plus 4, 16. Fine. Okay. So now it has come 6 over here. Then your what you can say, the 7. So your H activity depends on G and F. Okay. So which is the highest value here? That is what you can say, early finish value 16 and 7. So that is 16 comes here. Fine. 16 plus 3 would be 19. You can observe. So this is nothing but I have identified early start for each and every activity. I have identified early finish for each and every activity. Yes, you can observe here. So I have identified early start and I have identified the early finish, and this is my activity and this is my duration allocated to that particular activity, which has been already decided over there. Fine. So this is what just now we performed by identifying the what you can say, the early start and early finish is nothing but performing the forward pass to that network precedence or that particular network. This is what is our forward pass. Fine. In the forward pass we are what you can say, the taking the calculating the early finish and the early start for the each and every activity which comes under that particular network precedence. That is nothing but my forward pass. Fine. Now I need to what you can say, the perform the backward pass for that particular activity which is opposite to your forward pass. Fine. So this is what nothing but your nothing but your which is nothing but your forward pass. Okay. Now we will start with the backward pass to perform or to calculate what you can say, the early start and early what you can say, sorry, the late start and late finish for that particular activity. So this is the maximum, this 19 value is the maximum time duration taken to complete that particular entire project. Fine. So in this project we do have a different type of activities listed over here, and the 19 days. So this is what you can say, the late start. So fine. Early finish means you can, by this time this is the total time taken to complete that particular project. Fine. Okay. So then we'll perform the what you can say, the backward pass for this particular activity. So the first one is this 19 comes here because this is the final value. Fine. This 19 minus subtract what you can say, the duration allocated to that particular what you can say, the activity, that is 19 minus 3, fine, is 16. 19 minus 3 is 16. Okay. So this 16 this 16 comes for what you can say, the what you can say, here you can observe the late start of that particular activity becomes the late finish for these activities, because this is the precedence. Okay, that depends on this particular activity. So this is late start for this activity becomes late finish for these two activity values. So you can observe here 16, that comes here 16, and here comes the 16. Fine. Okay. So 16 minus 4, 12 again. Here we come 16 minus 2, 14. Okay. 16 minus 2 is 14. Okay. So then you can observe the late, what you can say, the late start 12 So that 12 will become what you can say the value, the late finish for these two activities, because this depends on these two. 12 comes here, 12, so comes here 12, fine. 12 minus 1, 11, 12 minus 5, 7, fine. Okay, so now you can observe, fine. So this C depends on two values, that is two different nodes. You can observe this C depends on E and F. So what is the, you can observe here, late start for activity F is 14 and late start for activity E is 11. So now in case of forward pass we have identified what you can say the highest value. Now in the backward pass we are going to identify the least value over here, fine. So what you can say, the late start for E is 11 and the late start for F is 14. So which is the minimum value? 14 and 11 and 14, we will take 11, fine. 11 minus 2 is 9. Okay, so now it comes to 7. So here 7 also comes here as what you can say the late finish for the B. 7 minus 4 becomes 3. This becomes, see, you can observe here. So this A, fine, depends on both the nodes, that is B and C. And what is the late start for B is 3. What is the late start for C is 9, which is the minimum 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. Fine. I hope you people have understood. Fine. Now we have calculated the late start and late finish of that particular activity. Fine. So here you can observe early start, late start, early finish, late finish for activity A. Fine. So in the forward pass we have identified the early start and early finish. In case of your backward pass we have identified late start and late finish for that particular activity. Fine. So how they are dependent on each other. So you can observe here activity A gives some inputs to B and C, that is B and C depends on activity A. So here you can observe E and F, they depends on C, fine, and here D depends on B, and here you can observe G depends on both D and E, and G and F, H followed by G and F. So this is how the total time duration you can allocate to that particular project. So from when you are going to start, when you are going to finish, if you make some delay because of some obstacles, that is your late start and late finish for that. So how you are going to identify the critical path over here. Fine. So we will discuss now what you mean by the critical path. Fine. The critical path is nothing but, if you differentiate early start and late start, fine, early start and late start, if it comes to 0, and also early finish and late finish, if both the values are same, then it will be an, what you can say, the node which is going to create a critical activity, or the critical path can be identified based on that particular node over here. Fine. Let us start. Fine. So the first one is early start and early finish for activity A, that is total float, also you can say it as, fine. What is the total float? 0 minus 0, 0. 3 minus 3 is also 0. This is 0. Fine. Let us come to the, what you can say, the activity B. 3 minus 3 is 0. 7 minus 7, 0. The total float will be 0. For activity D, 7 minus 7, 0. 12 minus 12, 0. This is also a total float 0. 12 minus 12, 0. 16 minus 16 is also 0. Same. The total float for that activity will be 0. Okay, that comes with the last this thing, 16 minus 16, 0. 19 minus 19, this also will be 0. Fine. So rest all nodes you can observe here. Fine. 11 minus 5, 6. 9 minus 3, 6. The 6 is the total float for this particular activity C, and here you also can observe here 11 minus 5, 12 minus 6 is the 6. The 6 is also what you can say the total float for this particular activity E. 14 minus 5, 16 minus 7, that is 9. Fine. 14 minus 5, it will be 9. 16 minus 7, it will be 9. So you can observe here whatever value I have mentioned over the total float. This is my TF, that is total float for that particular activity. That is for activity A it is 0, for activity B it is 0, for activity D it is 0, and G it is 0, and H it is 0. So here we form a group of activities, you can observe. Fine. Okay, you can observe this particular path, that is fine. The activity A will list over here, activity A followed by activity B because total float is 0, that is B. Then activity D, then activity G, followed by activity G, then followed by activity H. Okay, you can observe here the activity A, B, D, G and H whose total float is 0. This path what you are observing here, A, B, D, G, H is nothing but my critical path. Fine. This particular what you can say the path is nothing but my critical path. Fine. What is the significance of these nodes? What are the what you can say needs to be followed for this particular activity is, which comes and which forms the critical path is nothing but you cannot make any delay. You cannot make any delay to those particular activities of the project. Fine. The nodes, the activities which forms the critical path in that particular activity, you have to give the highest preference to those activities to perform because their total float is 0. You cannot make any what you can say the delay in those particular activity. If you make any kind of a delay, then the total time duration of your project will be delayed by that much time. So suppose for example, so in between I found some hurdles and I found some obstacles. Because of that my project is delayed by 2 days or something. For example, if the delay is in the critical path, fine. If there are 2 days of a delay in that particular critical path, then your total project duration will be delayed by 2 days. So you cannot what you can say make any alteration. You cannot what you can say modify that. So if you want to do that, you should be ready to what you can say alter the total duration of the project. You cannot make any alteration or in the duration or in the form of what you can say the early start and this early finish for that particular activity. If it is the total float is 0, then you cannot make any what you can say the change in that identified time and this thing for that particular activity. So that is, if you do so, your total project duration will be delayed by that much duration of time or days, you can say that. So that is nothing but a critical path. The nodes which falls in that particular path, which forms that particular path, particular path can be identified as your critical path. Fine. So in the critical path you have identified. So before performing or before identifying the critical path, first you need to list out what you can say the different type of activities involved in that. Fine. And after activity, you are going to what you can say identify what is the early start and early finish and late start and late finish for that activity. Based on the this thing, you are going to perform the what you can say the forward pass and the backward pass. Forward pass means you are identifying the early start and early finish, and backward pass by performing you are coming up with the values for late start and late finish, and this activity and the duration of activity has been already given. If the what you can say, the difference between your early start and late start and early finish and late finish is same, then it comes for the 0 obviously, or it would be same, then you cannot make any changes to that particular activity. So that is nothing but what you can say, delay in the that is nothing but what you can say, the different type of activities which will perform the critical path. So this is the forward pass, backward pass and total float. Then what you can say, the critical path we have identified this for this particular node. Fine. Okay, in the next session we will identify what is the free float and how it will be identified. Fine. Okay, thank you.